Your life as every German army rank in World War II. It's September 1st, 1939. Germany invades Poland. The radio crackles. The newspapers scream blitzkrieg. And you're 19 years old, standing in a courtyard in Bavaria, holding a draft notice with your name on it. This is the story of one man's war, from the first day to the last. Every rank, every task, every promotion earned in blood and mud and survival. We start at the absolute bottom. You are a Schütze, a private, nobody. The Wehrmacht has spent 3 weeks turning you from a person into a function. Your head is shaved. Your civilian clothes are gone. A Feldwebel, a sergeant, has spent those 3 weeks screaming approximately 2 centimeters from your nose. Your function today is to dig. You are one of 1.5 million German soldiers pouring into Poland from 3 directions. You don't see the grand strategy. You see the man in front of you and the soil at your feet. The trench is not deep enough. You dig deeper. At night, you write a letter home. You say you are fine. You are not entirely fine, but you are alive, and Poland is collapsing fast. Within 5 weeks, Warsaw falls. Your section fought a skirmish near Radom. 3 men from your platoon were wounded. Nobody from your group. You didn't do anything heroic. You just kept your head and obeyed orders. In the Wehrmacht, that is enough to get noticed.
Your Feldwebel puts your name forward. 6 months pass, training, waiting, a frozen winter near the French border. Then, the stripes arrive.
France, May 10th, 1940. The most audacious military operation in modern history, and you are in it. You are a Gefreiter now, 1 stripe. You lead a fire team of 4 men. It's not much authority, but it is authority. And after months of being ordered around by everyone, you feel the difference. Your unit is part of the push through the Ardennes forest, the thrust that will cut the entire Allied line in 2. On the ground, that means walking through dense trees in the dark, hoping the man ahead of you doesn't step on a mine. Your task: move to that tree line, suppress the farmhouse, wait for the armor to pass. Simple. You execute it. The campaign lasts 6 weeks. France surrenders. You march through Paris. Someone takes a photograph of you in front of the Eiffel Tower. You are 20 years old, and you have helped defeat the greatest army in Western Europe. For about a week, you genuinely believe the war might be over. It is not over.
June 22nd, 1941, 3:15 in the morning. The largest military operation in human history begins, across a front nearly 3,000 kilometers wide. You are an Unterofficer. You command 12 men. Their names, their habits, who cries at night and who goes quiet under fire, all of this is your business now. The first week feels like France. Fast, unstoppable. Entire Soviet armies are encircled. You think, everyone thinks, we'll be home by winter. But something is different. The distances are different. Russia is not Belgium. And the Red Army is different. They fight when encircled. They fight when cut off. They fight when logic says surrender. They fight. Your task this week? Take a farmhouse held by a Soviet rearguard. You do it. You lose 2 men. You write their names in a small notebook. You've started doing this, writing the names. It feels important, as if forgetting them would be another kind of death. By October, you were 600 kilometers inside the Soviet Union. Some men claim they can see Moscow spires through binoculars. Then the rains come.
Then, the mud. Then the temperature drops to -30. Your winter uniform has not arrived.
Feldwebel, sergeant, the spine of the German army. That's what they say. And after 3 years of war, you believe it. You have 28 men. You know every one of them. You know who prays before sleep, who steals extra rations, who will charge without being told, and who needs to be pushed every single time. You know who has children at home, and who has nothing left to fight for except the man beside him. It is summer 1942. The Wehrmacht is pushing southeast toward a city on the Volga that shares its name with the Soviet leader. Everyone in command says Stalingrad is the decisive blow.
Your task this week? Hold the supply road. Soviet partisans are cutting the line at night. You set up rotating watches, wire, ambush positions. On Tuesday, you lose one man to a sniper. You keep going. Officers come and go. Casualties, transfers, illness. You are the constant. When a new lieutenant arrives and tries something that will get everyone killed, you explain, quietly, firmly, respectfully, why it won't work. He listens. You have learned how to make officers listen. By November, the Soviet counterattack encircles the German 6th Army inside Stalingrad. You are outside the pocket, holding part of the relief corridor. You can hear the battle inside the city. It sounds like something being ground apart.
Second lieutenant, commissioned officer. The uniform is better. The responsibility is crushing. You return to the Eastern Front in July 1943, just as the Battle of Kursk ends in German defeat, the largest tank battle in history. And Germany has lost the strategic initiative on the Eastern Front. From this moment, the Wehrmacht is retreating. Your platoon is 35 men, or it was before the first week. Now, it's 24. Your task? Hold a village against a Soviet counterattack. You have 2 MG-42 machine guns, a Panzerfaust team, and 24 exhausted men. The Soviets are coming in greater numbers. You cannot hold. You know this. Your orders say, hold. You hold for 6 hours. Then you conduct a fighting withdrawal, orderly, covering each other. And you bring 19 of your 24 men back alive. Your company commander calls this a success. You are not sure success is the right word. That night, you write 5 letters to families. Your Feldwebel, a man 10 years older than you, who has been doing this since 1939, quietly corrects 2 tactical mistakes you made during the withdrawal. He is right about both of them. You thank him. He says nothing. You understand each other perfectly. Hauptmann, company commander. 120 men, when at full strength, which almost never happens anymore. It is 1944, and the arithmetic of this war has turned against you in ways no tactical skill can fix. 40 replacement soldiers arrive. They are 17 years old and were trained for 8 weeks. You spend 2 days learning their names before sending them into the line. Your daily work? Ammunition requisitions, casualty reports, ration coordination, briefings up to battalion, and in between all of that, the actual fighting. Operation Bagration begins in June. The Soviets break Army Group Center like a dry branch. Your regiment is part of the retreat. Chaotic, violent, relentless. You fight 3 rearguard actions in 4 days, each one buying the main body a few more hours. You were awarded the Iron Cross First Class. The ceremony is your battalion commander handing you the case while artillery falls 3 kilometers away. He shakes your hand and moves immediately to the next problem. Your company is now 61 men, but they are hard men, experienced. They move at night, trust each other completely, need very little explaining. You are their commander. You are also, quietly, their servant.
Major. You command a battalion, several hundred men across 3 companies. Your theater has changed. You've been transferred west as Allied forces push toward the German border. The war looks different here. Better supplied enemy, different terrain, and soldiers who are quietly beginning to understand what the casualty figures mean. You don't say what you know. You can't. But you can see it in the supply requests that come back unfulfilled, in the reinforcements that never arrive, in the orders that describe territory you no longer control. Your task this week? Plan a counterattack to retake a bridge position. You spend 2 hours at the map. Artillery support? None. Air cover? None. Armor? 2 Panzer IVs, both needing maintenance. Infantry? 180 men. You redesign the plan 3 times. You find the approach that gives your men the best chance, given those constraints. You brief your company commanders. They are good men. They understand.
The attack partially succeeds. You hold the bridgehead for 36 hours. Then, orders come to withdraw, for reasons that make no sense from where you are standing. You comply. That night, your situation report is written with careful, measured language that tells the truth between every line.
Oberst, Colonel, you command a regiment, or what the Wehrmacht still calls a regiment, which now means perhaps 800 men present out of 1,400 on paper. It is February 1945. The Soviets are crossing into Germany from the east. The Western Allies are crossing the Rhine from the west. Berlin, the city where many of your men have families, is becoming the target of the largest pincer movement of the century. Your task? Defend a river line in eastern Germany. Hold it. You coordinate daily with your division commander. You are honest with him in ways you could not have been 2 years ago. The situation demands clarity, not optimism. He respects this. An order arrives. Your regiment is to mount an attack. The forces required for that attack do not exist. You pick up the telephone and say so, clearly, professionally, to someone 3 levels above you. There was a long silence. Then, do what you can. You do what you can. Your regiment's discipline holds. Remarkably, given everything, it holds. These are not the idealists of 1939. They are not fighting for speeches or flags. They are fighting for each other, because that is the only thing left that makes any sense. March 1945. Your division commander is killed. You assume command. Within days, a full promotion. The rank you never wanted at the moment you least wanted.
General. The rank you never sought, arriving at the worst possible moment. It is April 1945. You command a division, 4,000 men in various states of exhaustion. The map on your wall has red arrows closing in from 4 directions. Berlin is being encircled. Your division has orders to push toward the city. You look at the map. You have been reading military situations for 6 years. You know what this map means. You know it with cold, absolute clarity. You have a choice that no officer school ever prepared you for. You can follow orders. Orders from a government that is functionally collapsing, from a command structure that has lost contact with reality, and lead your men into annihilation. Or you can exercise your judgment. You maneuver your division westward,
not officially surrendering, but choosing the direction of your retreat. You are not the only general doing this. Given the choice between Soviet captivity and American captivity in April 1945, every man who can chooses West. On May 5th, 1945, you surrender your division to an American infantry regiment near the Elbe River. The American colonel is professional. No handshakes. There is paperwork. Your men stack their rifles in a field. Some of them are crying. Many are not. Some of them haven't cried since 1942 and are not going to start now. You count your men. You account for as many as you can. You write the numbers down.
You started this war as a 19-year-old with a cardboard suitcase and a draft notice with your name on it. You end it as a general, standing in a field watching your men lay down their weapons. 6 years. Every rank from private to general. Poland, France, Russia, Germany. You did every job. You made every decision. And you are alive. 60 million people are not. History rarely asks what it was like from the inside, rank by rank, task by task, year by year. But the men who lived it were real. Their fear was real. Their exhaustion was real. And on every side of this war, men went through that same experience. Different uniforms, same war.